Hello dear ones, here I am in the UK, here I am again, having been through well, I can't describe what I've been through. I expect we all find it very difficult of late. This video is really about an experience I had today, which is very ordinary, but there's a sort of message in it somewhere. See, dear ones, I'm a very old lady, and I suspect most of you that watch this have no idea what it's like to be without. Now, I was born during the last World War. Right, I live on my own now in a bungalow, and I was born under very difficult circumstances, as a lot of us were at my age, without any food. You couldn't get food. The ships weren't coming in with supplies. You had to queue. There were no supermarkets, of course. My mother had to queue for bread, and you couldn't get bananas. You had one egg a week. I mean, no sugar. It was a nightmare, absolute nightmare for any mother who was trying to provide for her kids. We had whale meat because there was no real meat, rabbits and so forth. I should do a video on that really, because it's a very interesting subject, and there aren't many of us left. So today was kind of a test of my endurance really. I've been quite ill for the last week, unable to go out for milk and bread and so forth. I can't describe what I've been through. I won't describe it. Suffice to say that I've got no one to help me. I used to have, well I do still have, a Sainsbury's online account, which means I could, go online, order what I want and they would deliver. And it's always a nightmare. They deliver without the stuff being in bags. You've got to put it all in bags, and half the stuff that comes is not, they haven't got it right. So I thought, I was weighing it up this morning, I need bread. I've got no bread. Milk's down to the last drop. I've got almond milk, but it doesn't taste very nice. So all these thoughts are going through my head, and I have to sit down quietly and ask my spirit guides if they got any ideas what to do. I've got a bag of scone mix, but it makes 8 scones. Who wants 8 scones? The thing is, you see, the supermarkets don't cater for 1 or even 2. Marks and Spencers are quite good at that, but supermarkets you have to have a number of 4 or 6 or even 8 people to buy. So the stuff I buy for 2 or 3 or 4, half of it's wasted anyway, and it's very frustrating. So I always keep a good supply of stuff in if I can. I've got a very small freezer and a very small fridge. If I'd known I was going to be this ill, I would have invested in a bigger one. It's a little tabletop thing, doesn't hold much, and the little one underneath that doesn't hold much. So I have to be very careful what I put in it so that I can live out of it for a whole week if I need to. Sometimes longer than that. But I always keep basics like eggs and milk and so forth, and not frozen stuff, which I can turn into something else. I'm very good at leftovers. So this morning I'm thinking, what shall I do? Shall I go online, which takes a lot of energy for me, mental energy, working out stuff, working out this, that and the other. It's not on, it takes me about an hour. Do I do it online, wait for it to come tomorrow, but I need bread today? Or do I nip out to the local shops, which is parking the car in town and walking and da-da-da-da? Whatever I thought of seemed to be an impossibility because I'm in a lot of pain, and this morning I could hardly walk. I still haven't worked out what it is. Well, I have, but that's another video. So I'm thinking, well, okay, we could do without bread. I can make pancakes. I'm good at pancakes. Or corn fritters. That's nice. I've got lots of flour. That's the thing. I have got lots of supplies. I've got flour. I've got dried milk. I've got all sorts of stuff. I'm a bit like living on the prairie in a log cabin, waiting for the snows. I have lived like that, as you know from some of my videos. A very small cottage. I had to live for a couple of weeks without anything because I was snowed up. So I'm very resourceful. I'm very resourceful, and I can usually find something to make out of nothing. I don't eat a great deal, as you know. My newest thing is noodles. I love these Japanese noodles. I mean, they're quite filling, but they're not protein. So I bought myself some pea protein. So now I've got a little gadget called BlendJet, which you can get on the internet, and I make a little smoothie in the morning. I think I mentioned this last time, with a bit of pea protein, yogurt, nice little, that's a drink. I have that. I've got enough fruit. Actually, I've run out today, so I can make that. So come midday, I don't usually bother about midday, but in the evening I have to have something because I'm awake all night. Talk about insomnia and wake all night. Wake up, well I do actually have an hour or two now and then, and I come in here, put the internet on and on. So I have to have something to eat at night to get me through the night. And then of course I'm eating at night as well. You know, if I've got a fruit loaf or something, or cereal's one of my things, I use up the milk. So I always make sure I've got a couple of cartons of the long life milk plus dried milk. You can't keep too many eggs in. And I've got bags of flour. I could make scones or bread. I've got all the stuff you need. This is a kind of warning dream because I know it's going to happen. We are going to be short of supplies, not because they're running out of food, but because of the conditions that we're living in. You know, there's going to be a lot of shortages in one way or another, and I'm just saying to you to make sure you've got stuff in that you can make something with. It's no good, you can't keep fresh stuff, obviously. I've always got plenty of tins of fruit and vegetables, so if I run out I've got something. Anyway, I'm getting down to the base of the reason for this story. I was sitting here thinking, do I go online to Sainsbury's, which is a performance? Do I have the energy to go through all that drama? And I need the bread today. So I thought, do I go to a local shop? There is a local shop I can go to, which is not too difficult to get to. You park in the car and stuff. But I thought, I can't get in the car. I can't get in and out of the car. The pain is so bad. So I thought, okay, it was going to, that's right. I looked in my fridge. I've got nothing in the style of bread or anything like that. Oh, that's right. I was going to say, I do sometimes keep a loaf of bread in the fridge. You can't freeze milk so well, but you can freeze a small loaf. And I hadn't done so this time because I hadn't got room, so I put it in the fridge. Well, when I get it out this morning, it's gone mouldy. All the crusts were mouldy. I thought, this is ridiculous. It's only 2 or 3 days old. Shouldn't have got mouldy. So I thought, oh dear, I don't want mouldy bread, but I could cut the crust off. So I went through all this. You can imagine how tiring it is, working all this out first thing in the morning. Before, well, I did have my breakfast, my fruit stuff and my yogurts and things. The fridge is, there's a poem, isn't there? When she got there, the cupboard was bare. And I've hardly got anything in the fridge now. The deep freeze is running very low. I got some fish fingers, I think. But the things you need bread with, or you need rice or potatoes or pasta, something with it. So I was down to my last thought thinking, well, okay, we'll have to have the bread. We need the bread. We have to have bread. So I managed to cut all the crusts off, all the mouldy bits off. I thought, this is ridiculous. I deserve more than this. Queen of Egypt. Living off mouldy bread. Come on a minute, you know, what's happening here? So I had a laugh. I had to laugh because, I mean, I don't know, I might have got out. I don't know. I was weighing up the easiest option, I suppose, really. So eventually I thought, well, okay, we'll have to have the bread. And suddenly the thought came to me, have you looked in the fridge? There's a little sort of compartment for deep freeze, bag of peas or something. It's not very big. And I went into this very small compartment and there were 3 beautiful brown red rolls all jammed in there. And you should have heard me scream, yeah, I can manifest, I can manifest. Well, I had manifest, but I question that because manifesting is something you do now or for the future, but I've already done this. So I thought, what a clever girl you are. You know, you've got your bread. I had enough milk to get through today, and I could use the almond milk, but it's not. Have you ever tried it? It's a plant milk. I put it in with the smoothie, but it's not good enough for tea or coffee, and I do like milk and tea or coffee, so I've got some dried milk which I could use. So I think at the moment, I don't know whether you're finding it, but our whole diet and way of living is changing. Time is changing. I don't have day and night. I have 2 or 3 hours sleep, 2 or 3 hours waking up. I don't even know what day it is half the time, but that's because I live on my own and I don't go out much. But you know, it's like time is changing. There's no 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You eat when you feel like it and you go to bed when you feel like it. So there's no time, and it seems to be low sort of the diet. I mean, I've never eaten meat. I've always been vegetarian, but I used to quite like fish. I've even gone off that. And somebody did make a comment on the internet recently. She knows she can live on is strawberries and bananas. Bananas I live on. I must admit, I do like bananas. A banana on toast is lovely first thing in the morning. So it's a question like, what do you have for protein? If you're not having meat, fish or chicken, what do you have for protein? I suppose it's plant-based meals, isn't it? Or nuts. I can't eat nuts because my teeth are all... I've got many teeth left. So nuts are out of the question, although I have blended them up and sprinkled them on cereal. So this is a very short video, but a video to say, look, you know, you never go without. I say this to God, I have never in all my days, the last 40 years of poverty, and it has been poverty, although I had money for the house, it wasn't enough to buy another house, so I've lived in rented accommodation. And all the years I've never been without anything to eat. I've never been without clothing. I have been cold, but I've managed to sort of somehow get around that. So I've always been provided for, and on my very, very ill days I can always manage to find something, or I'll go to a shop and I say I want something to be on the shelf. It's the last loaf of bread or the last of something. So it's a question of like being in a consciousness that there will always be something for you. You'll never go without. You can always find something. I often think of the Jewish ghettos, you know, when they had no food. I was beginning to feel a bit sick with hunger. You can feel sick with hunger when you've not had any protein. You can get by with sort of buns and things like pancakes and things. I love sweet corn fritters. It's just a basic pancake mixed with sweet corn in and fried up. That's quite nutritious because you've got an egg in there as well. So it's a question really of making sure you've got enough dried stuff to get through a week on. I keep bottled water as well, because there is going to be, I just know it, there is going to be a difficulty of getting the food you want. And I know it's difficult to get fresh stuff. I wish I got a little allotment, but I couldn't get down to it if I did. So this was like a moral really, that these 3 rolls were there. I'd forgotten about them. Somebody reminded me, oh, brilliant, I've now got a lovely soft roll to have my lunch or whatever. So I've just had it now. I've just had it with some lovely cream cheese in. So I've got through a day, so tomorrow I think I will be feeling a bit better tomorrow. So I've been through a crisis today. Big crisis, which brings on the pain. So tomorrow, if I can get some sleep, I've had something to eat today, I should be able to crawl out tomorrow to a local supermarket or whatever and just top up with some basics. I've got enough money to last me till Friday. I get the pension on Friday. I've got no other money at all. I'm living totally and utterly on pension. The bungalow is free rent because I want credits, which manages to keep my car on the road. And I get a pension so much per month, which you all know is hardly anything. It's just enough for the direct debits and the food. That's it. So I'm living from hand to mouth, and somehow managed to do it. I don't have haircuts. I don't pay for haircuts. I do it myself. So it's learning to live very cheaply if you have to, because you can, and there will be a lot of shortages, I'm sure of it. So just make sure you've got a good stock cover that you can live for a week off, make something, you know. Okay, dear ones, I think that'll do for now. Let's check the time. Gosh, 13 rabbit on. I have to go anyway. Take care for now, dear ones. God bless. Love you lots. Bye.